Hello students, how are you all? Last week I took a lesson. The name is The Portrait of a Lady and it has been written by Khushwant Singh. During my last lecture I had told you that I will give you some keys how to write the question answers. I have seen that most of the students when it comes to the writing, they feel lazy, they feel scared. And particularly when they have to write literary answers, as I am going to discuss now. But see, it is quite easy. The very first thing that you have to remember to write the answers of the textbook is read twice the unit. That is the first condition. You must be able to know what is the content there, what has been happening, when it has been happening. If that thing is in your brain, then it is very easy to write the answer of any question from any lesson in the textbook. See, after watching this video, you will feel that you need not mug up or memorize any answer. Just do one thing. As I told you a little while earlier, you have to read the text twice or thrice only, and then ask any question and you will be able to write the answers. So here I am going to give you some hint how to write the answers. See, there is one question here. Discuss three phases of the author's relationship with his grandmother before he left the country to study abroad. This is the question. The question is you have to discuss the three phases. There are three phases of the author's relationship with his grandmother. The author and his grandmother were having a strong bonding. And it had three phases. You have to discuss the three phases before he left the country to study abroad. See, how to answer the textual questions. That is the thing that I want to make it clear today. First of all, don't start writing as if you are writing or you are answering maths. If somebody asks you what is the answer of 2 plus 2, you say it is 4. It is mathematics. Directly you have to come to the point. It is science. But see, English is not a science. It falls into the category of literature. So you have to learn some literary devices, literary tricks how to write the answers. So the very first thing is, don't write what has been told. You can never begin. The three phases are as below. See, it is science. You can write it in physics, chemistry, biology, or maybe in maths, but not in English, not in any kind of languages. When you are studying literature or you are answering some literary questions, you should not write like that. You will never begin. The three phases are as below. Wrong. It is not so. The first thing that you should write is the introduction. What should be the introduction? Introduction should be about the author and the lesson. See, that means you have to remember the name of the author. And then you have to write something about introductory lines, something about the lesson or the unit that you have studied. And what I suggest to write is about the theme. So what is the theme? What is the meaning of theme? Theme is the central idea. What has been happening in that particular topic, in that particular lesson, that is the theme. So the very first thing is, you will write introduction first. And in introduction, you will write about the author and you will write about the theme of the lesson. Second, then gradually you have to reach the main point to be answered. It is not so. The introduction is not in the connection of the answer. No. You have to make a bridge like this. This is the introduction. This is the main answer that you have to write. But you have to make a bridge. So that suddenly you don't move to some another topic. That means you have to make a bridge. So, what should be there? you have to gradually reach the main point to be answered. So what is the question here? The three phases of the author's relationship with his grandmother, right? Before you start writing the answer, the three phases are, you have to make certain bridge there. Without bridge, you see, it almost like a science answer. I told you earlier also, you are not writing the answers of physics, chemistry, biology or maths. You are writing literary aspect, you are writing a literary question answer. So you have to be careful. Okay, then write the asked answer. Here, that is the third point. And then after writing the answer, you are not done. You have to give your views about the incident that you have written. That means what you have written here, the main answer. Then you have to give the critical appreciation of it. What did you understand? What do you make out of that particular answer? That you have to write here. The summing up should be proper. So let's begin. This is the framework to write any answer of any question of any textbook, be it 11th, be it 12th, without mugging. So first, introduction. What is it? Introduction. In introduction, what will you write? You will write about two things. You will write about the unit, you will write about the author. So I am doing here, this is introduction, it is here. What will you write in introduction? The Portrait of a Lady is the lesson authored by Khushwant Singh, right? See, you gave the name of the unit. You gave the name of the writer. So what will be the first line? The Portrait of a Lady. You will write in single or double inverted comma. Has been written by Khushwant Singh. It is not over. You will write about the thing. You will write about Khushwant Singh. So who is Khushwant Singh? Khushwant Singh is a great literary person. He is a great novelist. And he has written many articles about partition. Partition, you know, India and Pakistan when they parted. So you will write about Khushwant Singh. Khushwant Singh is a great novelist of India, and he has written many novels. He has written many articles on partition of India also. Then 1, 2 or 3, whatever you can remember. Now you will write the author, done. You will write about the lesson. What you will write? You will write the theme. So what is the theme? Theme is very clear. What is there in this lesson? The relationship between the grandson and the grandmother. The love between grandson and grandmother. That is the theme of the lesson. So you will write, it is about, that means this lesson is about the love between grandson and the grandmother. What else? What else did you find in the lesson? There is a strong character of grandmother, and we have a vivid description of the grandmother in this unit. So how will you begin? Introduction. The Portrait of a Lady has been authored or written by Khushwant Singh. Now you will say, who is Khushwant Singh? Khushwant Singh is a great novelist, great story writer. He has also written articles about partition. Writer is over. Now you will give the theme of the lesson. This lesson is about the love between a grandson and the grandmother. And in this lesson, we find a strong character of grandmother. Khushwant Singh's grandmother. That is the strong point. Strong description. Strong character description. He has given a word portrait. You see the portrait of a lady. It is a word portrait or word picture of his grandmother. That you also can write. And you can also write, and here we find the vivid description of his grandmother. So that is enough. Introduction has been over. Now gradually you will reach the main point to be answered. So you cannot say, see, there are three phases: childhood, boyhood, and youth. No. You have to begin. How this bonded started? From where? You know. The writer's parent left the writer with his grandmother in a village house. And that's why this grandmother and grandson started living together, and there was the development of their strong love. So you have to write it before you plunge into writing the three phases. What you will write? Parents left for city, right? And this Kushwan Singh, as a child, he was left with the grandmother. The author and grandma in village. So you will write, after giving the introduction, what you will write? The author's parent left for the city, and the author had a chance to live with his grandmother, and there started the strong love between the grandmother and the grandson. So you have to write it. The author and the grandma, they were in village. Now, what is it? Write, ask, answer. Now see, you have to hit the focus. The focus is three phases of the relationship. What were they? Childhood, boyhood, and youth. Before he went abroad, three phases were there, and we have to describe the three phases. Then after writing, gradually reach the main point before you answer the main focus. Now how will you begin this third point? There are three phases. Let me written here. There are three phases of author's relationship with his grandmother, and they are the childhood. See, this is the first phase. What do you remember about in childhood? Do you know what you have to describe? You have to describe the village life here. What was happening in childhood? Grandmother used to wake up this boy, then dressing up for the school. You remember it. And then there was a description of breakfast also. Before going to school, they used to have breakfast. You know what it was? Stale chapati with a butter and sugar, right? Spread on it. And then they used to take some chapatis for the street dog also. You can mention it very much here. Then going to school, they were going. You can write the incident of the bag. That means the word bundle has been used in the textbook. Bag and the slate and the red pen, right? Then they will study. The grandmother would recite the poems in the temple, and the school was adjoining the temple, so route was one and same, destination was one and same, right? Because school and the temple, they are the two parts of the building. Then he would study there. In the name of study, what was there? Some religious scriptures were there, the numeracy was there, literacy was there, right? And then come back to home. And the main thing, the chanting of a prayer. Yeah, do you remember? Dadima used to have constant prayer. It was not much audible. What was the intention of Dadima? That the child should learn it by heart and someday he will recite. But this boy, he was not bothered about the lyrics, but he just loved the voice of Dadima. So, there are many incidents you can write. See, this is childhood. As I told you, you can write plenty of, but there is no need to write plenty of, because you have to cover all the writing in maximum to 12 to 15 lines maximum. 12 to 15 lines. I am not talking about the sentences. Then the boyhood you understand, it is very clear. City life, but in school, not in college, before university. Boyhood, it was, you have to write. Then the parents sent for grandson and Dadima to the city. They reach the city. Now, they did not go to school together because there was school bus, and this writer used to go to school by school bus. Here they shared a common room, but the syllabus was different. Here syllabus was different. Earlier what was there? Earlier there was, I told you, literature or religious scriptures was scripture education was there, numeracy was there, literacy was there. But here it is what? Music, science, English alphabet, and Dadima did not know anything about it. And as far as music is concerned, Dadima was just reluctant about it. Dadima did not like it. Why? She strongly believed that music is the profession of harlots and beggars. So what happened? They shared the common room, but Dadima shrunk herself without shouting. She did not object, but she shrunk herself. Still, the common link was there between the two as they were sharing the same room, but gradually they had to separate. Then, you have to write no religious study, so Dadima did not like it. And the third phase is youth. What is it? University education. And you know, the author has written that when he reached to the university, he was given a different room. So the common link of relation was there, it had been snapped. So you will write separate room, common link of friendship, it was snapped. So this is the third one, right? Now you have given the three phases: childhood, boyhood, youth, and views. You cannot stop your writing. No. You have to give your views about the incident. That means there are three incidents: childhood, boyhood, youth. You have to give your views, and then it will complete your answer. So what do you understand? Childhood, strong relationship. Boyhood, there was slight breach when music entered, and then came, before going abroad, then came university education, entirely a separate room. So what was happening? The incident was that gradual separation between the grandson and the grandmother. So you have to write. There are three clear phases of the relationship between the grandmother and the grandson are found. But after each phase, the strong bondage is beginning. They are getting separated. You have to write this. Now, let me have the answer in nutshell. If you want to write any answer of any question, how will you begin? You will begin with the introduction. You will write two things in introduction. You will write about the author, 1 or 2 sentences. You will write about the lesson, the theme. Theme means the main idea, central idea, 1 or 2 sentences, right? Then, before beginning to write the main focused answer, you have gradually to reach to the main point. So don't suddenly start. Just make a bridge there. And then you have to, this is the central answer. This is the main part. Write the asked answer. What has been asked? This is the main part that you have to write with some proper length. And then, see, after writing the main part, you cannot stop suddenly. You have to give your critical appreciation. You have to write something about what you have written. What do you make out? What is your opinion? You have to write it. And that is called critical appreciation. That should be in 1 or 2 sentences, as I have written. So, gradual separation. Each and every phase, after one phase, second phase, third phase, there is separation. A little bit of breach is found in the relationship. What is it? Introduction. Introduction about the author and the textbook. In textbook you will write theme, author, textbook. Then there will be a bridge, right? Second. Third is write the actual answer, and the fourth one is your critical appreciation. your views about the incident. So you have to memorize these four things: introduction, bridge, main answer. This is introduction, right? And then I call it bridge. And then comes main answer. And then comes your use, that is critical appreciation. So this is the first answer. First question and first answer I have given you. What I suggest, write down some more examples, some more answers at your own, and then send me. Thank you.